Welcome back to Real Family Secrets. Grab your snacks, get comfortable. The people in these stories had every chance to behave themselves. They just chose wrong. Drop a comment and be sure to subscribe. You're going to love it here. My name is Corbin Meyerling, and I've worked at the same mid-sized architecture firm for 11 years. 2 weeks ago, HR sent a company-wide photo recap of our holiday party. One photo showed my wife at the bar, her hand resting on my best friend's lower back, her wedding ring nowhere in sight. Bianca and I had been married 7 years. She wasn't an employee at my firm, but spouses were always welcome at the annual holiday party, and she'd attended every year without exception, comfortable among my coworkers by now, practically part of the group herself. My best friend Desmond Price had been in my life since college. He worked in a completely different industry, but I'd invited him to the last 3 holiday parties, since he and Bianca got along easily, and it felt natural to include him. The party itself, 3 weeks ago, had felt entirely ordinary. Open bar, a DJ, the usual mix of coworkers loosening up after a few drinks. I remember seeing Bianca and Desmond talking near the bar at one point, laughing about something, but nothing about it registered as unusual in the moment. A few days later, our HR coordinator, Marisol, sent the standard company-wide email recap, a link to a shared photo album, 40 or 50 images from the night, meant to be a light-hearted memory dump for everyone who'd attended. Mein Herrvid Hamachnamp. I opened it during my lunch break, mostly out of idle curiosity, scrolling through candid shots of coworkers dancing, group photos near the buffet table, the usual corporate party montage. Then I reached photo 31, Bianca standing at the bar, laughing at something off camera, Desmond's hand resting low on her back. Not the casual, brief touch of 2 friends chatting, but a settled, comfortable placement that lingered with a familiarity I recognized immediately, because it was the exact way I touched her. I looked closer. Her left hand rested on the bar beside her drink, fingers wrapped loosely around the glass. No ring. I zoomed in, my heart moving strangely in my chest. Definitely no ring. Bianca never took that ring off, not for showers, not for the gym, not for anything in 7 years of marriage. I scrolled further through the album, looking for more images from that same stretch of the evening. Photo 33 showed the 2 of them again, slightly further from the bar, Desmond leaning in close to say something in her ear, her hand now resting briefly on his chest. I saved both images to my phone before doing anything else. Then I sat at my desk for nearly 20 minutes, staring at nothing, running through every interaction I could remember between Bianca and Desmond over the past 3 years. Once I started actually looking, the pattern became impossible to ignore. Desmond had started coming to more of our dinners over the past year. Bianca had mentioned running into him coincidentally at a coffee shop twice in the past 6 months. Small things, individually forgettable, suddenly reading very differently in sequence. I didn't confront either of them that day. I went home that evening and, while Bianca showered, quietly checked her jewelry box on the dresser. Her wedding ring sat there, in its usual spot, exactly where it always was. Which meant she hadn't lost it or misplaced it that night. She'd deliberately removed it before that specific stretch of the party and put it back on before coming home. I spent the following week gathering more than just those 2 photographs. I checked our shared calendar app, cross-referencing Bianca's claimed schedule against Desmond's own social media check-ins, which he rarely thought to make private. 3 girls' trips over the past 8 months lined up, within a day or 2, with Desmond's own posted travel. A weekend conference Bianca had attended for work turned out to be in the same city where Desmond had posted a photo from a rooftop bar, tagging no one, but geotagged unmistakably. Neil. I hired a private investigator, a careful man named Rourke, who confirmed within 12 days what I already suspected fully. Bianca and Desmond had been involved for approximately 10 months, conducted with enough care that neither had left an obvious digital trail, until that single company photo recap slipped past their usual caution. I want to be honest about something. Once I had Rourke's full report, I thought seriously about simply presenting it to Bianca privately, quietly, and letting the marriage end without spectacle. But I kept thinking about that photograph. 40 coworkers had that same album in their inbox. Some of them, I later learned, had already noticed the same thing I had and simply hadn't said anything, unsure whether it was appropriate to mention. I decided the confrontation itself would happen privately, but the evidence deserved to be treated with the same clarity it had been captured with. I sat Bianca down on a Sunday evening, laid both photographs on the kitchen table, alongside Rourke's report, and said nothing at first, just watched her face as she looked down at what I'd assembled. Her face went through the exact sequence I'd expect: confusion, recognition, then a kind of resigned stillness once she understood there was no version of denial that would hold up against what was in front of her. "How long have you known?" she finally asked. 2 weeks, I said, since HR sent the party photos. It's been 10 months, she admitted quietly. I don't have an excuse that makes this smaller than it actually is. I know, I said. I already talked to Rourke's report before I talked to you. I just wanted to hear you say it yourself, once honestly, before we figure out what happens next. She didn't argue, didn't try to minimize it further. We separated within the month. Desmond predictably stopped returning my calls entirely, our 11-year friendship ending not with a conversation, but with silence. I still work at the same firm. The photo album, as far as I know, is still sitting in the company's shared drive, an accidental piece of evidence that outlasted the marriage it exposed. I think about that photo sometimes, photo number 31, a moment neither of them thought anyone would examine closely enough to notice a missing ring. They were careful about almost everything. They just forgot that a company holiday party comes with its own built-in documentation, sent straight to 400 inboxes, including mine. If this story moved you, subscribe for more real family stories and tell us in the comments, would you have confronted her privately or brought it up at work first?
Last thing by morning coffee, dashboard hums with distant voices, breaths echo, tension in my jaw. Loose bills, keys tangle, side pockets one thing. Phone chirps with questions I might never answer. Sun cuts through tinted regrets. Plans rerouted, fingerprints on last night's receipt. Old names flare and brief notification. We trade honesty for comfort, one laugh at a time. Counting all the reasons I keep moving. Borrowed peace burned behind plastic lenses. I frame each mistake with silence. My stride, stubborn glaze with intent. If you see me, let me pass. Truth ride, shotgun and doubt fills the trunk. Every glance a test. I'm just a story behind tinted glass. Rolling out, no map, no warning. No warning. New codes, old habits, jacket heavy with memory. She leans in with eyes that see through stunts. We laugh too loud, so her won't catch up. Promises undone by sunrise. Caffeine worship receives for feeling spent. Empty benches and inside jokes. We keep moving before history gets too close. Eyes closed, engine whispers are there. Questions line the edge of tomorrow. Heard my own conviction in distant street noise. Sketches, routes that GPS can't find. Let the wheel spell out my secrets. Splinters of truth on passing signs. I'm searching for a reason that feels like skin. If you notice, don't look back. Windows down, new day. day waiting, steps echoing fresh concrete. Nothing on, nothing left beyond. Just a distance and the will to begin.